All right, Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity and maturity. And I was just reading this article. It's from the Wall Street Journal. It says World and Middle East. And as you can see in the back, you have the Turkish flag, the Iranian flag, and the Russian flag. And this is, this picture in itself speaks the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, which let's go to it real quick. Let's go to Ezekiel 38. All right, and I'm not trying to make this extremely long as well. So, because in the latter days, it said that these nations, all right, the visions were seen by Ezekiel, all right, and he's seen these nations that are in the land, the ancient lands that are spoken of here that Ezekiel names. All right, the nations that will be in those lands will come together in the last days is what he saw. All right, and which is the knowledge that was given to him from the Lord. Now, we'll read here, and we'll really break it down because this proves to you that the scriptures is a living document. All right, Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 38:1. It says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him." All right, Gog and Magog being what? The land where the Edomites, the Russian Edomites in specific, would be dwelling in the last days. All right, so that land, all right, is where Russia is situated. So the Lord is showing Ezekiel a vision of the Russians in the latter days. All right, which are what? Edomites. All right, and we're prophesying against them as well. All right, it says, verse 3, "And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal." So as much as Russia, Russia, Iran, all right, so on and so forth, as much as they prepare themselves, because you got a lot of nations in the last days preparing themselves to try to get into the power seat, all right, to rule the next dominion, so to speak. But we know through the Spirit that the latter days are synonymous with the return of the Lord and the taking over of this dominion, all right, and flipping it to his dominion, to Yahweh's dominion, which is the kingdom of heaven. So that's going to be the next rulership on this earth. All right, a power from outside of this earth, outside of this realm, is coming back to set down, all right, his throne, his rulership, his dominion on the earth. All right. And all these other nations, and we can't have an earth. We can't continue on with the heathens ruling. This is it for the rule of anyone that is not of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, Ezekiel 38:3, and these pages come off, and these words come off the pages. All right, and we filter it. All right, with the articles that we read. And they match up perfectly through the Spirit. Why? Because the scriptures we read is a living document, man. All right. Ezekiel 38:3. "And say, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth." And that is what the Lord is doing with Russia. All right. Because they've came forth with what? Their so-called infamy in these last days, man. All right, because you have a lot of you actually have a lot of these Edomites over here in America that are from Russia, all right, but they're American born, all right, and they have because I've read articles where they say that this man Putin, the leader of Russia, all right, their king, so to speak, all right, he's not such a bad guy. There's statements that have been said like that. Now, on the other hand, you have majority of, America not understanding that this is the king that's going to take down the king of Babylon here in America and ultimately destroy this place. All right, so there's infamy, and the Lord has brought forth Russia, all right, which is Gog and Magog, because they're in that land in the last days. He has brought them forth and put hooks into their jaws, as it says here. All right, it says, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right, so the U.S. is fighting a proxy war using Ukraine, which is going to eventually turn into full-out war with America, because Ukraine is getting destroyed, contrary to the popular understanding of Ukraine holding their own. It's not true. All right, it's not true. Actually, the Russians, all right, are whooping their ass, and they just got a new supply of drones from Iran, which is going to be mentioned here. All right, why? Because Iran is now coming into the picture, as according to prophecy. And what is Russia doing with Iran? They are becoming a guard unto them. They are starting to supply them with things. All right, Iran just bought multi-millions worth of wheat from the Russians. So Russia, they're getting ready. They're getting the food supply ready for the soldiers. Russia's supplying them with food for the so this is all, it's coming together, man. All right, Ezekiel 38:4. The Lord is pulling back Russia, and anyone that is going to stand with Russia, they're being pulled back. With the Lord's pulling them all together. China is pulling towards Russia. Turkey, as you see here in the picture, this is the Turkish flag. The Persians, which is the modern day Iranian, all right, or people of Iran, all right, and Russia, all right, just as Ezekiel saw, all right, in the vision given to him that's written here, man. All right, Ezekiel 38:4 again, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, that is modern day Iran. Okay. Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgama of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. That's Turkey. So you got through this Turkey, Iran, Ethiopia, which are the Hamites, Libya. I believe that's where Gaddafi was from. All right, you got Turkey in the mix. All these nations are coming together, and they're going to be, and Russia is going to be a guard unto them. Verse 7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. That is what the Lord is putting the spirit on Russia to do. Now, we'll read a little bit of this real quick, and we'll show you that. All right, I'm going to read kind of quick. All right, it says, Iran and Russia are forging tighter ties than ever as their international isolation drives the two staunch American foes. These are foes of America. These are enemies of America toward more trade and military cooperation, alarming Washington. This is alarming for the Edomites over here. Why? Because they understand that these ties and the coming together that the Lord is putting the spirit on them to do, as we just read in Ezekiel 38. All right, they understand that that's the downfall, and it's gonna ultimately end in the destruction of this place, brought forth by these other nations. The Lord's gonna put the spirit on these other nations to do it, man. All right, he's already moving them to come together, as the prophecy said. All right, it says in July, Iran became the world's largest buyer of Russian wheat. This month, Russia launched an Iranian satellite. So the Lord is using Russia to set Iran up. You know, he's using Russia to help them out, man. All right, and to get them up there and to get them ready to help take down America in the West. All right, which is Babylon the Great in the beast system, man. All right, Babylon the Great being the head of the beast system. All right, with the small followers of what NATO and the EU, those other smaller Edomite nations, which are all gonna be judged and destroyed too, and taken down the power. Right after they turn against America. So America, if you're here in America, you're living on a country that is about to receive demolition work from destruction. Basically, this place is about to receive judgment. This kingdom over here, America, this empire is about to go down. All right, because what's forming around the world are large alliances of great nations, and the spirit of the Most High is moving them. The Lord is using the angels and moving them, all right, into place and controlling these kings. Let me get a precept real quick. This is let's go to Proverbs, and I don't want to make this long. Proverbs 21, just so you know why these nations are making these alliances and these trade deals and working together militarily, all right, and coming together, all right, as a show of force towards the West. Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart, the heart of and the mind of these leaders, Putin, all right, and you had the president of, let's see here, I think it says, skip down a little bit. Yeah, right here, the Iranian president, Ibrahim Raisi, that's the king, all right, in Iran. Then you have Vladimir Putin, that's the king of Russia. So the Lord is moving the minds of these kings. All right, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. All right, so the Lord is maneuvering and doing what? Putting those hooks in the jaws of these nations. All right, starting with Russia, and it's pulling them into what? War and battle mode. Russia has gotten back into that Soviet era, all right, Cold War era spirit, man. All right, and it was said that it was a video from I forgot the prepper, but basically he said this means the destruction of America. Basically, is what was said. And the apostles and the elders on down have been saying this for years, all right, decades, and now everything is manifesting itself. Prophecy is coming off of the pages. Now let's read a little bit more of this, and we'll go back to Ezekiel 38, which is basically the sum of this article. The flurry of activity, excuse me, it says, in July, Iran became the world's largest buyer of Russian wheat. This month, Russia launched an Iranian satellite into space in a rare success for Tehran's space program. All right, Russia is arming Iran. All right, putting satellites into space for them, which is going to help them with their warfare, and what give them some kind of false hope against our Lord. You see, everything is being set up, man. It says that last week, Iran's military hosted joint drone exercises with Russian forces, as the U.S. warns Moscow is preparing to receive Iranian drones for use in the war in Ukraine. See? So Iran and Russia are coming together, just as the scripture says. All right, let's go back to Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back, being Russia, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses, and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So everything is coming together, all right, in these last days, as the Lord said, all right, and showed to Ezekiel here. And this is thousands of years ago, man. All right, this vision was shown to Ezekiel. All right, this knowledge and this wisdom and this picture, all right, was given to Ezekiel to give to who? All right, to the people of Israel, to the elect through the scriptures. All right, because what the elect are going to receive the understanding and know what these scriptures are talking about precisely as we went into that article and lined it up with these scriptures, man. Ezekiel 38:6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgamah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. This is what the Lord was speaking of when he said this. I'm just going to grab this real quick. A great company of nations. Let's see if it comes up in this app. Of great nations. Let's try this. Let's go here real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Yep, this is it. This is let's go to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50:41. This is Jeremiah 50:41. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon the horses, every one put in array, like a man to battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. See? So the daughter of Babylon being America in these last days, all right, a great company of great nations, all right, would come up against America in these last days. And we're seeing that, all right. We're seeing the nations that are being raised up to come against and be foes to America, which is the daughter of Babylon in the scriptures, man. All right. And now these are the nation and now the people in America, especially these leaders, all right, which is why I said that this is alarming to Washington. It's because now they're understanding that they are, in fact, about to be taken out of power. They're about to face their equal. The Lord's about to send and put a spirit on the Russians, all right, to take down the West. And we're seeing it come to pass in front of us. Jeremiah 50:43. And these Edomites over here, even in Washington, they are alarmed. See, now the wicked elite, they're above this, and they're going to escape not being casualties of this war just to go into slavery, all right, when the Lord returns. But nevertheless, the people under them, if you're not of the elite of these Edomites, all right, and you are a part of, like, say you work in the Pentagon, so on and so forth, these things are alarming to you because you don't understand prophecy. And also that shows you that these people that work in the Pentagon, that work for Washington or work for the government, all right, because they don't understand prophecy, they understand that this is going to be the destruction and the end of America, man. All right, and they're waxing feeble, as it says. Jeremiah 50:43, the king of Babylon have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. You see? Now, Everybody's scared. Washington is alarmed. When has Washington ever been alarmed, man? Okay? When has that ever happened, man? Let's go back to it. It says, I'll get that part too. Iran and Russia forging tighter ties than ever as their international isolation drives the two staunch American foes toward more trade and military cooperation, alarming Washington. What does this word alarming mean? Frightening, worrying, or disturbing. All right? Which is causing what? The leaders, the heads, the king. All right, and I'll go as far to say even the elite, because they know what time, they know what it is. They know what it is. It says even the devils fear and tremble, man. Concerning prophecy, concerning this book, concerning the people of this book. All right, them waking up, concerning their king coming from another realm. All right, they're waxing feeble because of this news, man. Ultimately, the wicked elite know that their time is about to be up. Which is why Revelation 12:12 is coming to pass. They're coming down with that piece of rice. Excuse me. All right, everything is coming to pass. All right, prophecy is coming to pass. All right, and we're just waiting. All right, while at the same time ushering in. All right, heralding. All right, as Apostle of the Heart says, prophesying. All right, and waiting for the Lord's return and to Lord willing be redeemed. Everything's happening as it should, man. It says the flurry of activity shows how the Ukraine war has accelerated efforts to bring together Russia and Iran, which have often talked of closer ties with few results. All right. So before it wasn't really, them coming together, it was all in the air, But now the Lord is moving them because he controls the minds of the kings. He's moving them to actually submit to each other and adhere to each other and help each other. All right. So what? The Lord is putting spirit on Russia to be that guard unto the nation of Iran, which are what? The ancient Persians. All right. Which are Elamites. It says the two states share an opposition to a U.S.-led world order. All right. And both suffer from tough U.S. sanctions, but until this year, their relations had been weighed down by opposing agendas in Syria, by Iran's historic suspicion of foreign interference, and by Russia's historical role as the dominant power in Central Asia and the Caucasus. A closer Russia-Iran alliance would help both countries mitigate the impact of Western sanctions by finding new markets for their products and boosting military cooperation. That's key. That's prophecy. That could help Moscow's war in Ukraine and Tehran's regional activities in the Middle East. All right? They're strengthening each other. All right? Because they're not going to let the West, all right, become the new power, become the cemented, because America is the top power on the earth right now. All right, but these other nations are rising up so that they can end that dominance coming from the West by destroying, all right, the brain of the West, which is America. All right, the Lord is putting a stop to America. The Lord is putting the Lord is bringing up a enemy against America, man. Just as He brought up Darius and Darius, king of the Medes, all right. Just as the Lord brought up the Persians and the Medes, all right, to take down Nebuchadnezzar, and just as He brought up Alexander the Great to take down the Persian Empire, all right, the Lord is raising up Russia and Iran and these other nations, all right, and having them come together to take down America, man. There's nothing new under the sun. Ecclesiastes says that, man. We're at the end of the age. We're at the end of the empire of the Edomites, power structure on the earth in general, because the Lord is going to come and fight against all these nations and take them down, man. But we see that the Lord is putting a blockage All right, throwing a monkey wrench into the new world order of the Edomites over here in the West, man. All right, because why? These other nations, all right, specifically Russia right now and Iran, they don't want to be a part of the West's world order as it says here, because they're gonna suffer through it. Now, let's go back to the scriptures right here. Let's go back to let's grab this real quick. You know what? We'll get out of here after this one. This is Jeremiah 51. And I believe it was a while back. Russia supplied them with S-400s. So they're arming each other for war as well. So this is Jeremiah 51 and 11. It says, "Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it." All right, so there's a whole device, and there's a reason why the Lord is raising up these other nations, man. All right. It's a device behind it. What is the device? It says, "For his device is against Babylon to destroy it." And it's talking about the daughter of Babylon here, which is America. "Because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple." So that is what is taking place. When we see these things like this, man. All right. So I'm gonna put this article in the description box, and that's really it, man. I'm not gonna make this too long. Prophecy is coming off of the pages, man. Let's go here real quick. Excuse me. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, but because it will surely come, it will not tarry." We're seeing the prophecies pop right off of the pages, man. All right. So, Lord, Merkakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and maturity. These nations are being raised up to come against this NWO that Esau has planned over here. You Edomites are finished, man. Shalom.